another day of the FWS WOSA Virtual Reunion 2022. I'm Seher from the class of 2023.
I'm Tanvi from the class of 2023, and we both had the wonderful privilege of opening the day 2 of the Virtual Reunion Woodstock Tigers yesterday, today and tomorrow. So Seher, what's the one thing you think you would miss about Woodstock even 10 years down the line?
Probably just hanging out with all of our friends in quad and down at dorms.
I know that's the same for me.
We have some amazing presentations and videos to share with you today.
We hope you have a great time.
Greetings, friends of Woodstock. My name is Jamie Williams, and I'm the director of the Center for Imagination. We'd like to welcome you to our brand new building. It's such a beautiful space. Thank you so much to all of you who have contributed toward its creation. And we'll be talking a little bit today about our program and things that we have going on here. One of the most common questions that I get is, what is the Center for Imagination? And I love it when people ask this question because it leads to a discussion where we can explore what the CFI is, what they hope that it means, what it could mean for them in terms of their own fulfillment. It's about putting together different disciplines, different practices in order to create something entirely new and to help students, staff, and everyone else to make their own unique contribution to the world. At the CFI, we really hope to help students discover their own initiative, to develop their own agency to do things that are different, that have never been done before, that they might think are too big, too out of the box to possibly pursue. But at CFI, we want to encourage them to follow that thread, follow that passion, because it's what's going to change the world. We do this by bringing in scholars in residence, guest speakers, by holding various events. And in doing all of this, we try to expose students to these various things where they might think, that's something that I never really thought about doing before, but that really piques my curiosity. That really sparks my interest, and I would like to pursue that. This is the time right now at Woodstock to try all of those different things, to pursue all of those things that could possibly become lifelong passions. We've also started up several new student internships this semester, including an Early Years Explorer internship, where students are working together to create a program for our early years students. This is something brand new, and we're really excited about this because one of our goals at CFI is to include the entire Woodstock community. And we really want to bring in those younger students and connect older students to younger students to discover their passion in working with smaller children. This could lead to careers as a child counselor, a pediatrician, all kinds of different things, a teacher. And we want to give students the opportunity to learn how younger students learn, to really dive into that and create some curriculum for them in ways that is meaningful and hands-on. One of my personal favorite projects that we've been able to accomplish this semester is creating a greenhouse. So we have built a beautiful new greenhouse right here on campus, and our greenhouse and cafe team has been able to grow things in the greenhouse, mostly herbs up until this point, and then use them in cafe ingredients. So we are trying to create healthy, delicious dishes to replace some of the traditional packaged goods that we get for snacks, and we do pop-up cafes at various events. One of the events that we will be creating a pop-up cafe for is the Festival of Ideas. We're so excited about this. It's how we're ending the semester, each semester, and the Festival of Ideas is a showcase of all the student projects and the amazing things that have gone on that might not have had an opportunity to be shared and displayed. So at the Festival of Ideas this year, we'll be having our Theory of Knowledge exhibitions, we'll be having a Woodstock Film Festival, we'll be having a Middle Year Science Fair, and lots of other things that are just excellent examples of all of the ingenuity and creativity of our Woodstock students. We are also still doing coffee houses, which is a really popular event here at Woodstock. It's an opportunity for students to perform on stage. We have so many talented students. They always blow me away. Finally, there are 3 chief pillars on which the CFI stands. One is that it is an interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary space where different academic disciplines, different practices, different artistries can come together to create something entirely new. So this is a place of alchemy, somewhere where different pieces go in, but something entirely new comes out. The second pillar is that it's a multi-generational meeting space. So the CFI is for students, it's for staff, it's for alumni, it's for parents, it's for everyone who loves Woodstock and holds Woodstock in their heart to contribute, to find a space to create, to find a place where they can be a part of the spirit of Woodstock. And finally, CFI is a window to the world. We really try to bring in various people who can expose our students and our staff and our community to new ideas, different points of view. Being here on the hillside is a beautiful thing, but we don't have sometimes the same access to people as we might in a big city.
Hi, I'm Gursimar, class of 2023, and I am a CFI intern. Right behind me here is the deodar tree, magnificent and just a prized possession of the Mussoorie hillside. But as a part of our commitment to upholding the guiding principles of Woodstock School, we want to make sure we're always treading lightly on the earth. So if you'd see around me, there are these saplings being planted here because we are trying to recultivate and repopulate the deodars around the area. This area right here is something that we have not touched upon yet in our renovations because we wanted to keep it a free space. We wanted a student opinion, and we wanted to make sure that whatever we come of this place is something that all students are involved with. Now this is another one of those magnificent deodar trees, and right around here, if you'd like to look at these rocks here, is example of a project that CFI has worked on with the entire school. Now the CFI and the art department teamed up to make sure every member of the community painted rocks and made this beautiful large art exhibition with these rocks here. This shows us of how paramount importance it is to make sure that the CFI is involved with not only the Woodstock community, but the community around us, Mussoorie, and the global community. If you'd like to come with me this way, I'd like to show you the new deck that we've installed in CFI. So a couple of years ago, there was a major landslide that ruined the deck of CFI. And of course, it was a tragic event, and we were sad that we'd lost such an important place to us. But the entire point of CFI is to move past such events and find the bright side in them. And so we've crafted this magnificent deck, a new kitchen here. It's called the Greenhouse Kitchen, and it's one of our major projects here at CFI. The entire idea, again, is to uphold the guiding principles of Woodstock. And what we do here is we create these dishes that are not only eco-friendly and environmentally friendly, but also cater to a large audiences of people. And so it's a place for people to study, it's a place for people to experiment, it's a place for people to learn service. And that's one of the guiding principles. That's something that we always look for when we're doing work at the CFI. Right here, if I can show you the deck here, is the new deck for the CFI. We've built it out of pure stone and red brick with exposed brick walls because we wanted, again, to uphold the heritage of Woodstock with the new beauty of our new installations. Now I'd like to show you the interiors of the CFI. The beautiful thing about this place is the versatility it holds. Right now, if you look around, we're using it as an art gallery for the Woodstock Artist Alumni Residency. But this place is much more than that. I mean, right here we've had stages, there's a projector screen up there, we have meetings in here, and we have conference rooms in there. We have places to edit, we have places to work, we have places to paint. It's truly amazing. Right here, I'd like to show you the sunroom where people are still working on art installations. We have a screen here for, again, screenings of things. We have some more artwork here if you'd like to see. And this is just something that we do at the CFI, right? It's a place that anyone can come to do anything. It is the center for imagination. And if you can imagine it, we can do it here. Coming up to the second floor of the CFI, I'd like to show you some more of our equipment and a little bit on like the personal projects that we're working on. So right here, where you might see a painting here, we usually have iMacs and 3D printers for people to work on, not only editing, but production and actually physically building things. We have a workspace here for paints, we have a workspace here for woodwork. There's some more art installations on the side. Right here is a growing library that we're constantly working on filling with books of wisdom and knowledge, and anyone can come here and learn at any time. I'd like to talk to you about some of the projects that we're working on, right? Every CFI intern is working on at least one personal project this semester, something that they're passionate about, something that the CFI is constantly helping them with connections, with funding, with advice. And some of the things are, my friend is working on creating NFTs at Woodstock and making them unique to Woodstock and perhaps gifting them to our senior grade. Another project that we're working on is a podcast that talks about social media and of course, like the pros and the cons and this entire like global debate that's been happening. We want to give our take on it as a community. Something that I'm working on personally is producing music. I want to work on an album this year, and that's just something that I'm really excited about. And the beauty of CFI is when I came here, I wanted to experiment with more kinds of music. And so CFI has connected me to a violin player and a piano player, and right now we're trying to like transfuse these genres of music, and we're doing something that's extremely hip hop and contemporary, and we're trying to like put like a classical take to it, and it's great. And that's again like what we do at the CFI, right? We take these ideas that seem absurd and we put them into action.
Welcome everyone viewing this special event of our dedication of spaces that we conducted across our campus, showcasing many of the works that have taken place over the past 2 years, which represents 5 years worth of work.
Well, I've been a part of Woodstock now for 55 years. I came here as a 12-year-old in 1966, and I would tell my fellow board members that you miss a landmark occasion in the history of Woodstock. This was such a wonderful ceremony. It was nostalgia, and it was sentiments, and it was emotions, and it was thanksgiving.
Please join me in prayer now. Dear Father, may all who enter from this gate feel welcomed and excited about what they are going to experience. May their time here help bring a change in their lives, which finds opportunities to make this world a better place for others. May they leave embracing the school's guiding principles in their daily lives. Father, we thank you for your continued protection over the school and for those who keep us protected. Please bless every member of the security team. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
My name is Veer and I'm a part of the class of 2022 batch from Woodstock School. So my class has been back on campus now for the first time in almost 2 years. And in the last 2 years, Woodstock has made a lot of renovations and has created some new spaces while we've been away. The most prominent new spaces that have been renovated have been the CFI, the upper years building and the middle school building. Personally, for me, the new spaces which have impacted me the most have been the new classrooms in the high school building, and all of the new projectors and the temperature control features that they come with.
Class of 2022. Woodstock is more than just a community. It's a place where we grow, learn, and understand ourselves. And the newly renovated space dedicated to this school contribute to that idea, specifically the Tangerine Box. It's one of my favorite places where I can come down from the high school ramp, be able to see my friends. It's where we laugh, it's where we cry, and it's where we are able to spend moments with our friends. And that's what makes Woodstock a community.
I think it's been a very rewarding process. When I came in, I really had very little idea of what we are going to accomplish. I had heard about the campus master plan, but I had just a very, very hazy idea about what exactly was it supposed to be. And there was very little documentation around what the aspirations of the school was. We spoke a lot about heritage and history and what our buildings should look like, but there was nothing on paper. So I spent a lot of time working with my team to crystallize some of those ideas. I had a great, fantastic partnership with a few members of our academic faculty, and they were really instrumental in helping me kind of provide shape to the overall plans.
Thank you for your trust in us, and thank you for making these absolutely beautiful spaces for us to live in and learn in, that combine modern facilities with the heritage aspect that I know everyone knows and loves so much about Woodstock. In the next few months, as we move forward with the campus master plan, we're hoping that we can get community support for the renovation of the music quad blocks, and then next year is the renovation of Parker Hall. And moving forward from that, we are moving into some environmental projects, including our solar farm, from which we're looking to garner about 75% of our energy needs, as well as sewage treatment plants for cleaner water here on campus. I say come home, come visit us, because what's going on here is absolutely incredible, and our community is absolutely incredible, and we're all ready to welcome you back, from the students all the way to all of the staff. And it just needs to be seen to be believed, and the hills are calling you, so please come home. And for those of you who can't, we know that we're producing a lot of really great video footage that we'll be sharing with you at the reunions, and we hope you can experience it that way, and reach out and let us know what you think.
My name is Joe Alter. I was in the class of 1977 at Woodstock. And I want to tell you about a program that I've started in close collaboration with Akshay and Kuti, who was here at the Hanifl Center before Akshay. Pitt in the Himalayas, which brings a group of students from where I teach in the US at the University of Pittsburgh to the Hanifl Center to spend a semester trekking in the Himalayas. Now, the question is how we came up with this idea. Well, back when I was in school, we trekked to places like Nagtiba and to Flag Hill and very short little treks that were a tremendous opportunity for us to get away from everything and explore the environment. And as I got older and started teaching at the University of Pittsburgh, I did a number of things that made me feel as though I was getting farther and farther and farther away from the Himalayas. So what I decided to do at one point is to give students who I was teaching the same kind of experience that I had while I was growing up, and to combine that experience with the content of the material that I was teaching anyway, which is cultural anthropology focused on India and the cultural history of India. So it struck me that I could combine these two things in a very productive way, and also to be able to kill two birds with one stone and be able to spend long stretches of time back home at Oakville. So it was in 2013 that Kuti and I sat down and brainstormed over dinner and essentially came up with what has become Pitt in the Himalayas. And what it involves is bringing 20 to 25 students from the University of Pittsburgh, but now it's expanded to include students from Singapore as well as from other campuses across the United States, to bring them to the Hanifl Center to spend the fall semester going on a series of expeditions back into the mountains to learn about the environment, ecological challenges, to understand climate change, and to learn about the geography and culture of the beautiful mountains that we are privileged to live in. And so we come and base ourselves at the Hanifl Center. And as Kuti and I were thinking about these ideas, and as I've developed them further with Akshay, we have gotten more and more adventurous, including Ladakh and places further afield. So we take students up to Ladakh in September, and then we come back to Missouri, catch our breath, quite literally, go on treks to Harkidun, and to explore the sacred geography of the headwaters of the Yamuna, come back to the Hanifl Center, catch our breath again, and then take off on other expeditions to Corbett National Park, to homestays near Ranikhet, to Hardwar and Rishikesh, and to weave all of these experiences together in order for students to really gain a visceral, a hands-on sense of what the Himalaya are like as a very fragile ecological zone, but as a cultural environment in which there is just tremendous diversity and the challenges of change that affect people who are living in environments that have been pushed onto the periphery of modern India. And so, in addition to the expeditions, one of the fabulous advantages of the Hanifl Center is that it provides a classroom environment where we can essentially bring the students back, bring them into the classroom, and have them draw on their experiences from the treks to think through material that has been written by scholars about the problems of solid waste pollution, air pollution, the contamination of rivers, the changes to the ecology in relation to biodiversity issues, as well as all of the religious and cultural traditions that are found in the magnificent pilgrimage centers in the Himalayas. And what I found is that the students really learn through those experiences in a way that is very difficult for them to do if they're sitting in a classroom in Pittsburgh or in New York or in any city anywhere in the world. In addition to that, the students who come from different parts of the world, students from Singapore who meet up with students from Pittsburgh and have an opportunity to share their experiences over a span of about 113 days, produces a profound understanding of global issues based on young people coming together and being able to share their experiences through the differences that they understand and the commonalities that they know they have. Of course, the Hanifl Center has developed tremendous expertise in being able to accommodate people with any level of experience in trekking. And it reminded me in many ways, doing this, reminded me of what it was like as a young boy back in the mid-1970s, when the equipment we had was, to say the least, very minimal. And we were able to push ourselves to camp for several nights at a stretch out in places which for us seemed like they were very, very far away from Mussoorie and Woodstock. And so with that experience in the back of my mind, I was able to help students who had come from small towns in western Pennsylvania to really get a firm footing as they arrived in Landauer and became comfortable and felt at home at the Hanifl Center. And then to take them on treks which are really quite challenging, but to do it in a way that accommodates everybody's level of experience. And to do that so that they don't feel like they are being pushed beyond their abilities, but are being challenged so that they understand what they can do that they previously had thought they were not able to do. So I hope you have enjoyed this brief presentation of my memories of trekking in the Himalayas as it has morphed into something that has really, I think, taken off and is certainly something that is very close to my heart in terms of the educational mission that many of us are involved in. So thank you.
Quickly, George got the blotter from the desk, but that was no help. The puddle grew bigger all the time. George had to think of something else. Why, soap and water? That's what you think you clean up with? Oh, hi. I was just here reading some Curious George with the Tiger. Maybe you also read Curious George books while you were here at Woodstock. I'm joining you here from the early and middle years library. And you know, I'm new around here, but the Tiger says that this actually used to be called the Long Dorm, and students lived here all the way up and through the mid-80s. In the coming years, we're going to be renovating this space along with other spaces along this corridor on the second level of the quad, including my office, the advancement office. We hope you'll come and visit and see all the changes happening at Woodstock. Isn't it great to be in a place that's always keeping an eye on making living and learning fun in the best spaces possible?
Hi, I'm Xinwei Wang, and I'll be graduating this year, like the batch of 2022. I've been in Yearbook for 3 years, and I have been the editor for the past 2 years for the Yearbook. And it's a pretty interesting thing to be in the Yearbook, because like editors get in charge of everything. I assign work to people, and then I get work from them, and then I combine everything together and to create the full version of the yearbook.
I am the yearbook photography head. I've been a part of the yearbook for a little over 3 or 4 years. I've always been in the photography team. The reason I've chose the yearbook photography team over the other departments is because I want to say like a fascination with photography and pictures, mainly because I believe that they can capture a moment in time, which is like essentially the whole point of the yearbook. It's to capture memories so that we can relive them by going through the pages.
The biggest strategy and like skills I've learned is to use like InDesign and like graphic designing, and I think I also improved my leadership skills by taking like the position of the editor. So I think that will be really helpful for me like for the future.
I feel like one picture, and this also coincidentally is my favorite picture that I've ever taken, is in 2019. There was our last Win Mumbai that happened. I mean, within the past 2 to 3 years because of COVID. But it was a picture of Waris Godara from the class of 2021. And he actually blocked a shot of like, there was another person who was trying to do a layup, and then he basically blocked this shot of that. And then it was such an incredible shot where they were mid-air and you could see like the shock of the other opponent, and Waris just incredible height blocking the shot. Just the timing, the emotion, the vibe, everything was just perfect. It was really hard for me to get any other picture just like even close to as good as how that came out. But yeah, that's been my favorite. And that year was also the year that Woodstock won Win Mumbai in a very long time. So yeah, it was very memorable for me because I was just so proud that I took that picture, and it was everywhere. That like it was posted in all the accounts. It was taken by all the alumni and stuff, and yeah, I was very, very proud of that.
It was pretty surprising to see like there's a lot of teacher I know that came from that was in the yearbook and still in Woodstock, and it was pretty fun to see like how yearbook have been keeping track with all of the world big events. Like for example, this year was like the COVID, so that's why I made the theme the COVID and / Zoom-ish theme, and it was pretty surprising to see like how people, how the yearbook have been keeping with like the events like World War II and all. The biggest challenge during this pandemic was like it's hard to connect with everyone and hard to assign work and get like their work on time. So I think that's really big challenge for this year, and so is last year, but I think it'll get better next year as we're all in person again. What I'm most proud of is we end up getting like everything and like covered all of the events after we came back. It was in the like we had a really big rush in like putting everything together, but then like we end up like made it, and we like it was pretty successful. Really like happy to see that Golathon is happening this year, and we actually like include this in the yearbook. Also for JSB, like I wasn't expecting JSB to happen this year, but we actually got the photos and we actually made a page for that. That was pretty cool. Golathon's like basically when like students make up teams and then they play football match against each other. Like we raise money for charity.
Hello, my name is Tanvi and I'm from the class of 2023. This year I had the privilege to be the yearbook business head. Since yearbook is a self-funded project, we earn money in 2 ways. One of the first ways is to earn money, get sponsorships from the local vendors. Some of the famous vendors that I'm sure many of you will also remember are the Ramchandar store, Hari Krishan, Prakash, and Lamas. So one of the other ways we earn money is by getting the parents of the graduating children sponsor our pages and congratulate their graduating children. All of this helps us to bring down the sticker price of the yearbook.
Hi, my name is Casper Stevenson and I'm class of 2023 and I'll be the head of design for next year's yearbook. The process of designing the yearbook has changed greatly since the first iteration, which was published in 1928, and it went from being completely hand designed to worked on purely digitally. And I'm really looking forward to having the honor to be able to contribute to the next yearbook and continue the legacy of Whispering Pine. I wanted to be a part of yearbook because I wanted to be able to contribute to a legacy that would be included in Woodstock's history for many years to come, and also design interested me personally. And the amazing head of the yearbook, Ms. Asta, was also amazing to work with. I just went through the yearbook from my birth year, and it shocks me how, even though it was early 2000s, they managed to have such good design. Even though it's simple, it just really works. And I also noticed a lot of the alumni that are visiting now are in this yearbook, and it's crazy to see what they looked like 10, 20 years ago. So that really stood out to me. Yeah, I also noticed a lot of the staff members that I know now are here in the yearbook, and it's crazy to know how many of them have been here for just so long, and they've dedicated so much of their life to Woodstock. So I find that really interesting.
Such as?
Mr. Jalaji, who was my dorm parent for a year in Ridgewood, and a few teachers which I know and I'm close to and who've been really nice to me, have helped me out, like Mr. Aiko was here as well. My favorite feedback would probably be appreciation for the theme, so specifically last year's yearbook, which was timeless, so it had a kind of 80s retro theme to it, and that was really fun to work on because I got to look at lots of nice inspiration, and we got to include lots of retro themes. I actually learned a bit about design and what design was like in the 1980s. I worked on both this year's yearbook and last year's, which was done during the pandemic, so the majority of it was online. There were a lot of struggles. Filling out the yearbook so we could still have like a full complete edition was difficult because there were no on-campus events. But I think the biggest accomplishment was being able to still pull it together and include it, and I'd say continue with the previous quality which had been included in the yearbook.
Everyone in class of 2022 have ordered this year's yearbook, so it's like for the past, I don't know how many years, but I think every year all of the seniors orders a yearbook to keep it's like their like last yearbook. They just want to keep their memories.
Hi, I'm Dia Babur and I was the Aldridge Dorm President for the year 2021 to 2022. So the Aldridge Dorm is the dorm for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th grade girls, and this semester was the first semester that we had the entire dorm back on campus after 2 long years. So the transition from online to offline was not easy for a lot of people because coming from a screen to being away from home is quite hard, especially after 2 years and especially for the middle year students and the new students. So as dorm president, I was trying to think of events that I could plan along with the Ridgewood dorm president to connect these students back to Woodstock and make them feel at home and also have a good bond with the dorm presidents as well as the other grades in the dorm. So since there were a lot of COVID guidelines in school, we had to plan events around these guidelines. So we were trying to plan events like movie nights for all the grades, for all the 2 dorms, Ridgewood and Aldridge, movie nights so that everyone could talk to each other. There was food, there was a movie, there was sitting area and bonfires, and I think that's like an integral part of being at a boarding school. It's just being able to talk to one another and feeling like this is fun and you want to be here. And that's one great thing about Aldridge and about Woodstock, that we get the freedom to plan these events. And although we couldn't do open houses this semester because of COVID guidelines, we had a Ridgewood Carnival where there were multiple games led by students that everyone could play, and I think that was a lot of middle year students enjoyed that. And even though we couldn't do too many events this semester, there were a lot of movie nights and this Ridgewood Carnival that was really important in bringing the spirit of like being at Woodstock and feeling at home. And I think as dorm president, I was able to do a few of those events that could help those middle years and the new students with that. Something that I love about Aldridge is our dorm parents. It's like you come home from school and they're there to ask you about your day, to greet you with a smile on their face, and that's something you look forward to at the end of the day. If you're having a bad day, you come home, they're like the second set of parents. Dorms should feel like home, and after being at Woodstock for 4 years, dorms has started feeling like a second home. And I don't hesitate in talking to the dorm parents if I'm facing any problems. And that's something that should be there in a boarding school. They should be your second parents. And also with my friends, with my dorm mates, with my roommates, it's easy to communicate with them. And I think in Aldridge, we've created this safe community that people feel free to talk in. My personal favorite thing about dorms is the people. the dorm wouldn't feel like home if the people weren't there, if my friends weren't there, if the younger grades weren't there. And that's something I love, especially this semester. I saw that the juniors, like the middle year students, they weren't afraid to come and like address any issue they had to me or to the dorm parents, and I really appreciated that. Like 6th graders were coming up to me and asking me questions they had since they hadn't been back in 2 years, and I really liked that confidence, and it was really nice seeing all these younger younger grades back on campus after 2 years, and that was really nice to see them.
I'm Kritin Kalani, class of 2025. I'm the Ridgewood Dorm president. Coming back from online, it's been a huge transition. During online, of course, we had lesser events and we didn't really interact with our dorm and the other grades much. Before that, the last year I was in Ridgewood was in 7th grade, and back then we used to have tons of sports events, Ridgewood carnivals, and we used to have movie nights. After I came back, I've been trying to get all of that back. I've organized a few carnivals, movie nights, and I try to organize as many sports events as I can. In Ridgewood, all of the grades interact with each other. Whenever we have any events, all of them work together. So if anyone needs help in anything, not only the people from their grade, but the other grades also come and help. So the inter-grade relationship is very high, and also everyone is playing outside the whole day together, as you can right now also.
I feel like it's been so easy to adapt to Ridgewood because the dorm parents have made Ridgewood feel like home, and also like the vibe of Ridgewood and the way it is, like the energy, like basically the aura of Ridgewood has made it more easy to adapt.
For me, definitely the dorm parents, but definitely my friends as well. Because of them, I'm busy. Because I've got people to hang out with, it's been much better adapting here.
I lived in Ridgewood from grade 7 to 9, and coming back here after 2 years and looking at the dorm when I was filming this has been it's just been magical. Like, for some reason, Ridgewood felt more like home than hostel did for me, than even my home back in Pune did. Coming back to Ridgewood, I've come to realize and come to appreciate this sort of like scrappy energy it has, this kind of makeshift energy where it kind of makes itself home. We always were unhappy with the rules we had at Ridgewood, with the infrastructure, but there's something special about this dorm, and the way it just comes together and the way the people interact in it, that truly makes it feel like home.
My name is Sandeep Peter, and I'm the supervisor of hostel and main dorm parent for grade 11. For a hostel, I think 6 or 7 years.
Could you tell us about how it's been with transitioning back from online school into like having students in dorms?
So some of the events that grade-wise they wanted to do was that we had a combination of a barbecue and a Sufi night, where outside in the sun deck, a small setup was done. People were sitting there listening songs, and barbecue was going on. They were coming, eating, socializing with proper protocols, and the kids enjoyed it. A unique bonding between boys, staff. We don't make hostel a dorm. We believe let's make it a house.
Hi, my name is Mesa and I'm the Livingstone president. Welcome to the room. So first we have the senior lounge, which is this area. Most of our seniors either come here to study, cook, or just spend time. This includes the guys because they're allowed to come here. So normally we would just watch TV, chill, and eat food. Follow me. This is the senior kitchen. It's one of the two kitchens. We have one on the ground floor and one on the top floor. The kitchen is generally just used by everyone. Look, like now it's clean right now, but normally it's a little more messy than this. But yeah, it's one of the two kitchens, and let me take you upstairs to the next one. Welcome to the second lounge. This is also another spot for seniors. Here mainly the added girls study here. We don't really use the TV, but we can. Not really something we have time for. We do have a radiators, which is needed in winters because it does get very cold. We spend most of our time here during the weekends because it's sunny and it's just like a nice open space. This is our second kitchen, and like I said, it is quite dirty, but you know, at least it shows that we use it. This is the attic side for grade 12, and our other side is over there. So this year for our grade 12s, we don't really have that many girls, so we only use this wing and the attic wing. And the downstairs wing is being used by the 10th graders. Hi guys! Hi! It's for the video. Okay, so this is the grade 11 side. Our grade 11s have two floors, this floor and the floor above. This is the main lounge for the grade 11s. They come here to study. They have one more above here, so if you come and look over there, they have two floors to themselves. There is quite a lot of them, so they do end up using all the space. But yeah, mostly all the space gets used on a weekend or weekday. Today they are more free because it's the end of the term, so yeah, everyone's just packing everything ready. Now we have the 10th grade lounge. Most of our 10th graders will be chilling or eating, like as you can see. These areas are mainly for recreation or for studying. All of the rooms are lined up on this side and this side, and they also have one towards the corridor over here. They have two lounges, which is one here and this one. If you actually take a look here, they have private study spaces. So each of the girls can study. They have their own spots, they have their desk lights, and it's just a place for peace and quiet to really focus on studying or getting work done. And we also have the back entrance there, which has another staircase that leads to the rest of the room. Let's go into one of our senior rooms and check it out. So this is one of our senior rooms. What they've done is they've joined the beds together, added their posters, added a little bit of their own personal touch, and made it their home.
Hi everyone, I'm Arjun. I'm here today because Mr. Ansari, as he kindly introduced me, has invited me to present my journey in cycling. So I started cycling about a year ago, and I've quickly learned what an incredible sport it is and how it applies itself to daily life. And yeah, let's get into the journey. So I started in November 2020 as a way of escaping the COVID lockdown in Goa. And I was training in the gorgeous backdrops that Goa had to offer. And I was training with my mentor, who helped me train to the point that less than a month after that, in December, I had won my first race. Shortly after this, in January, I joined my current team, and this team helped me navigate and train while I attacked the state level sporting events. And so on the right is me accepting my award as state champion. And this is something I hadn't even fathomed, especially because at this point, I'd been cycling for just 3 months. A month later, I was in the lineup to represent my state at the national stage. It had been 105 days since I started cycling, and my 11-man Goa contingent headed to Navi Mumbai, right off of Mumbai, without state support due to our state organization being corrupt and mishandled. And we found out about that in the worst ways possible. The conditions in Panvel were tough, and other states had sent coaches and bikes worth lakhs of rupees. And cycling is a sport where you can buy lots of time and you can buy lots of speed because gear is incredibly essential. So it becomes more of an arms race at the national level. So the day went terribly for me. And I have hundreds of stories about what it was like, but my favorite has to be the fact that it was 43 degrees and the road melted around our wheels. It melted onto my shoes, and it was just pretty terrible. And I ended up coming 33rd in the country. So the moment I got back to Goa, I started working out and training indoors. So the moment the monsoons finished and I had the first race of the new season in August, despite being the youngest competitor at the race by a few years and on the worst gear there, I started to win races, not just in my age category, but in all age categories in Goa. So starting Woodstock was the next big challenge. This is in August now, these pictures. And it was a large challenge towards balance as well. So I would train indoors on days that I had more homework, but occasionally I'd get to go out on the road. And I started setting records in the state for top speeds and records for fastest times on roads that were uphill, downhill, or flats. And I'm a pretty small guy, and I'm short and thin. And so my type of body type to be setting records uphill, downhill, and on flats was a pretty big thing. And so in November, these are from the state championships. The state championship opened up, and I was contesting as the defending champion in my age group. But a new developed field of riders in my age group had started to contest, and I had no idea how I'd fare. So I contested in a discipline called time trial, which is one rider, one bike, one segment of road, and the fastest time wins. And familiar with this route, I was pretty ready to attack. This is me at the finish line. I hit the finish line at over 50 kilometers an hour. I set a personal record, not only for myself, but for the course. I set the fastest time of anyone on the day in any age category, and I beat the second place in my age category by over 5 minutes. And I was extremely happy with that. This is the nationals in November. So 3 weeks later, right after our semester end exam, so I was pretty happy that they were preponed, I was headed to Pehua, Haryana for another Indian Road Nationals, my second time there. I enlisted the help of my artistic cousins to help me design a custom skin suit. The design on the skin suit is called Nasudesho, and it's a Portuguese design from back when Goa was colonized. This was because cycling gear is pretty bland, and I wanted to add a little flair to the scene. And yeah, this is me in the race suit, race ready. This is on race day right before I took off. This is our contingent to nationals. So our Goa contingent to nationals this time was well managed, well prepared from prior experience, and really ready to attack for national level success. My concerns though were my gear still not being very good and the weather being 8 degrees, and we had just left 35-degree Goa, so we were all pretty freezing. These pictures are from the race. The race went as perfectly as I could have imagined. I maxed out the capabilities of my gear, and I put out a ride that I was actually genuinely proud of for the first time in quite a while. Everyone ahead of me and quite a few of the people behind me were on really, really good gear. And so just the fact that they were older and had more state backing and I was still beating them, it meant quite a lot. I finished 15th in the country on the day, and I had formed connections with other athletes at my level right before returning to Goa. With the highest rank of any athlete in Goa and the largest age field to compete against, also being the youngest rider on the team. This is me right after nationals. I returned to Goa much happier than I did last time at 33rd in the country. I set a few more local records over the winter and then prepared myself for my move up to campus. And that brings me to the mountains. I fell in love with this mountainside in 2019 when my brother graduated from here. And I'm eager to make the most of my time on the mountains. I head the cycling passage now with Mr. Ansari, and it's just one of the ways I'm still living my passion and exploring my new home. Here are some of the images of our passage and what we've been doing. So since the start of the semester, the attendance of the passage has doubled and even tripled in places. It's different, it's much harder for most people, and they don't realize that the lower oxygen level really hits your fitness. And the higher elevation differences make for adrenaline-filled descents and really challenging uphills. We're loving the journey, and I cannot wait to plan our next endurance rides and off-road adventures next semester. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amna Madan, a grade 11 student at Woodstock School. So last summer, me and my co-founder, Aishik Biswas from Kolkata, were applying for summer programs. We found that the top summer schools were charged insane prices that we were unable to pay for. As you can see, the programs cost lakhs of rupees. When we realized there wasn't, we simply made our own summer program. We emailed hundreds of college students and asked them to come on as instructors. We wanted to give high schoolers a taste of various fields before they actually had to pick up a major, peers, and interact with industry professionals, all for absolutely no costs. And we couldn't find too many platforms like that. So last summer, we emailed all these college students and we gave 25 courses in the fields of STEM, psych, law, history, business, tech, etc. And we had webinars in personality building, building your brand, how you can get started in scientific research, making your own voice assistant, resume building, etc. So Brooks Brainly is basically a platform where you come for, even you want to get your dream college, you want to get an internship, you want to publish your first book, you want to write a paper, you want to be that for high schoolers for no costs. Last summer, we had 1,500 signups from all over the world. And this year, we're well on our way to double it and even exceed that figure. We're hoping to hit around 5,000 students this year. And we're on our way. These were some of our course instructors from last year. They came on for free and they helped us out. We're on our way to building what we hope will be the biggest and most helpful community for teenagers worldwide, for ambitious teenagers, curious teenagers. And the Brooks Brainly Summer Program 2022 starts in June this year. And we're very excited for it. And I'd like to thank Ms. Priya for her constant guidance and for giving me the opportunity to and Woodstock's been a tremendous help in all my endeavors. Thank you so much for having me today. These are some of the stats. We had 1,500 kids in 300 schools, 25 countries. And this year we hope to double all of this.
Hey, welcome to Parker Hall and welcome to the FWS WOSA virtual reunion. I was just rehearsing a little bit with the Tiger that we'll be performing here in Parker Hall. You know, I'm pretty new here, but the Tiger let me know that Parker Hall is almost 100 years old and was established during the principalship of Reverend Alan Parker, for whom this hall is named. Over the years, this hall has hosted numerous plays, music performances, and welcomed distinguished guests from around the world. It also was the site of last year's FWS WOSA virtual reunion. In the coming years, we're going to be refurbishing Parker Hall, retaining its historic integrity while improving viewing experiences for the audience, seating capacity, and technological infrastructure. Isn't it wonderful to be in a place that values the past while making the way for a beautiful future?
Was that a wink, or did you blink? I don't know what to believe, I don't know what I should think. Are you cold, or did you just want my jacket? Baby, if you want my heart, you could just come and grab it. Yeah, feeling my bones, sometimes you acting so cold, but other times you got me kissing the phone. Yeah, did I make a mistake, cause you've been acting so fake? It ain't my birthday, but you're serving me cake. Help me, cause I'm gonna get there. Gonna decrypt all the codes while you play with my head. Do you want attention? Do you wanna be fed? Cause you can just come over and I'll give you some happy meals. Take your money, get out my mind. Only want me when you're in a bind. You touched my knee accidentally, or was it on purpose this time? Got me in the DMs, but you know I'm not the only guy. Your name saved inside my phone as girl number 20. Was that a wink, or did you blink? I don't know what to believe, I don't know what I should think. Are you cold, or did you just want my jacket? Baby, if you want my heart, you could just come and grab it. You're not, got me getting so soft. Didn't think I was enough. Try to act tough, but you got me in a lock. Your mixed signals have got me feeling so lost. Dum dum da da dum dum.
That is the one.
Cool.
I'm just gonna let her Tanvi for a bit, I guess.
Was that a wink?
Oh, hey! Hi, we were just here in the music quad doing some singing. You know, I'm new here, but the Tiger lets me know that the music quad is part of the quad building structure, which is among the oldest on campus, dating back over 150 years. The music quad had seen some changes over the years, most recently in 2003 when it was refurbished. That was almost 20 years ago, so now we're looking to once again upgrade this space for ultimate music learning and teaching with a program that we're so well known for here at Woodstock. We'll be creating new practice rooms as well as a black box theater. Isn't it great to be in a place that is always looking to improve the experiences of our students who are learning music?
Namaste, greetings from Mysore. Paul Livingstone here, and I want to play short meditation and dedicate this to one of my favorite people who passed last year. My first guru of this music, Ajit Singh, and he was a man of a very pure heart. So I want to do this meditation on Ragavati and blend some kind of delicate Western harmonies into the raga, which I like to do, and use few quotes from Psalm 51. So I hope you enjoy this, and we can remember Ajit Ji. Hey Parameshwar, mere andar Shuddha man panikar. Hey Parameshwar, hey Parameshwar, hey Parameshwar, mere andar Shuddha man panikar, Shuddha man panikar. Mere bhitar Stri Atma Nai Siri se Mere bhitar Stri Atma Nai Siri se Utpanikar, Create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me, create in me a clean heart and renew in me a right spirit within me. Parameshwar, Yeshua, Yeshua,
Greetings, I'm Ishanjak from the class of 2023.
I'm Jan Bassett from the class of 2023.
Thank you to everyone who has been able to join us over the last 3 days.
And also many thanks to our alumni community for participating by sending in their videos, and thanks to our planning committee for organizing this wonderful event.
Goodbye to all our Woodstock Tigers from the Woodstock campus.